Good ball game. We played clean. Mercer's clearly a talented, well put together team. Variety of arms. They did a nice job. J-Bomb, I felt like he got better. Thought pitch 90 to 100, quite frankly, was as good or better than pitch 1 to 10. And then I thought he started to find it. He's battling the mound a little bit early in the game. It seemed like it was a little wetter than normal. But he worked through it. First inning, clearly the only time he really was truly in trouble. And he got out of it. And then I guess his best fastball was probably in the 6th inning there. I thought I saw a 97. Pretty impressive. And he settled in and took control of the game. There was more in the tank offensively. Their lefty did a nice job with the changeup, and we clearly had a hard time identifying it and sitting on it. He used it really well, and it was a good matchup on their end to start him against our lineup, which has a bunch of right-handed hitters, and that changeup was pretty good. Kirkland, nice job again coming in. Slider was good. The big strikeout with the changeup. He got one of the left-handed batters with the changeup, which is clearly something he doesn't throw a ton, but it's in there. He's been working on it. Chuck felt like that was a time. That was a big strikeout, and the defense was good enough to keep us in the ballgame the whole time. Colton got caught in between in the first inning on the one strikeout. I think a breaking ball. He probably needed to try to extend and almost pick it as he was blocking it, and it kind of rattled on him a little bit and allowed them to score. But as the game went on, I thought Colton got better too and had some huge blocks and contained some tough pitches later in the ball game. Rank, nice game. He had 3 hits, but the 2-strike hit on the changeup that he decelerated the bat a little bit and was able to serve that into center field was big. And Kamaka's home run and Kamaka's double, clearly big moments in the ball game. So a good win. Mercer's a solid team, and they played well. We played well, and it was nice to come out on the good side.
J-Bomb, it seems like when he really gets going, it's almost like he could signal fastball to the other team and they still wouldn't have a chance. Just how much fun is it to watch him when he really does start to get going out there?
Oh, it's a blast. When you can throw fastballs through people, obviously the approach angle and the spin, when it's on, it gives it that chance where it can play up in the top of the zone, and especially sometimes against the left-handed hitters that have a little bit maybe that lift to the swing. He can climb that thing through them, and he did that. And the curveball was in play, but I think we've seen games where maybe he's thrown more curveballs. Today it seemed like Chuck and J-Bomb. I mean, Chuck's got a great sense of the guys, and when it starts to roll one way, he's really good at kind of feeling that out and going with it. So that's what happened. And again, I thought, did he throw 100 and I don't know if it was 100, 104? I thought pitch 90 to 104 was better than 1 to 14, quite frankly, and that's a really good sign when a big guy like that starts to sync it up and can contain it and keep going late into a game.
I think this was still only start 13 or 14 for Jackson. I think just how pleased have you been with his progression so far this year, despite some of the ups and downs?
Yeah, no, I love what he does, and to go out there on Friday night and lead us into these ball games is a lot. It's a lot to ask, and there are guys that have started 50, 60, 70 games that are in that role, and he has matured and evolved and is figuring out the craft. I think this game is a summation of he and Kirkland both. You saw really good stuff, but it's still a little bit in the learning stages of what they're doing out there, and it's fun to watch them grow and develop and harness the capabilities that they have with the stuff.
Titan having some good at-bats. It just seems like the more he's playing, the more maybe comfortable he is up there.
I think that's no doubt the case. When you watch the mechanics and the swing, like it's a simple, nice swing, and he's got good strength in the hands, and the ball jumps off his bat, and it has since day one. So the home run, big, the double, huge, and then the identification, like we talk about with Cam and Diamez and Titan and the young guys, trying to figure out what these secondary pitches are doing, and they haven't seen them as consistently as they're having to see them right now, and he's adapting to that. And there are some, again, ups and downs. We've seen Cam, Diamez, Titan, a little bit of peaks and valleys. And, today was clearly a really good day. I know we tried to bunt there, and I think his first at-bat, which is something he's actually pretty good at, and he didn't execute it. And then the little base running thing with 2 outs, not the way you want to end an inning, but they clearly had really given us an opportunity to acquire that. And anyway, he had some really good at-bats in the middle of the game. But the short game and the base running there are parts of the game where I hunger for them to be able to execute some of those things in game better to help open the game up. And he had a chance maybe in the first at bat, the short game stuff, but a good game.
I think Colton got it started with the double in
Yeah.
the second, I think.
Yep.
I think it's still caught like 99% of the innings for you guys so far this year. Just how much fun has it been just to see him back there every day and giving you guys 100% every day?
It's great. Like his receiving and blocking, throwing, very good. And then the switch hitting, I mean, I think all in all, it's probably helped him. He's had some big hits, and that was in the big hit bucket today. The ball he shot down the line, needed it, and he shows up to play. And when he's out there, you know you're getting a good effort. And you know, the at bats, especially right-handed, he's maybe a little more comfortable, but he's had some big at bats left-handed. And the wear and tear of that, we try to not let him run the bases in pregame BP all the time and just kind of conserve, because obviously you can see him almost physically like maybe wearing down a little bit just because of the exertion of squatting and running around and handling all this. So we try to keep his weight up for him and manage what he does, but he's a baseball player, shows up to play every day.
Kirkland had the walk there, but with the strikeouts, just being aggressive and kind of setting a tone there late.
Yeah, I mean, there are going to be times when he walks a guy. It's just, I think it's part of it, and the life and the velocity and the stuff, and trying to still figure it out. But what we're seeing is, I felt like at one point, like that walk might have led to something else, and then another walk or a wild pitch. And I think it's a little bit more harnessed and contained, and you have to be able to contain some of the things that happen in the course of an outing. It's not always going to be flawless. So regrouping yourself and recalibrating what you're doing to like make a quality pitch after you walk somebody, not serve it up, but continue to drive the ball to the plate and execute. Like we're seeing him take that step. It's fun to watch.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep. Thanks.